and the 17th unit. Today we will discuss the 17th unit. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the unit name, 17th unit name is personality disorders. This is the name of the unit, personality disorders. Okay.
Yes, sir. Unit 17.
Yeah. So what is personality?
Personalities are attributes, characters, or a behavior type.
Okay.
Both physical and mental attributes of a person.
Physical and mental. Okay. That's it. Physical, mental, then
And his behavior also.
Physical, mental, behavioral. Is there any other components of personality?
His capabilities, sir.
Okay. So the term personality is derived from the Latin word, that is persono. Persono. It's a Latin word. Persono is a Latin word.
Okay.
The literary meaning of persono is mask. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in the old and ancient Greek dramas, they used to wear a mask. Depending on their role in the drama, the Greek dramas, the person, the individuals that are played some roles in those dramas, they used to wear mask according to the role of their play or drama. Then why we are talking about the mask? Why the term persono is the literary meaning of persono is mask means when we remove that mask, then only it is easy to find out the actual personification of a person. Got it?
Yes, sir. So in a way, personalities are outward appearance and not the real you.
No, all the other areas also. See, personality that is not only one outer this thing, all other things like cognition, emotions. Cognition means thought process. Emotions, how the interpersonal skills of a person, how the impulses are controlling, how the person is controlling his impulses. Which are all various dimensions we need to study when we want to study the personality of the person. That is the reason these are the various dimensions better to check when we are discussing about the personality of any person. Actually, the personality in the physical aspect only the height, weight, and the outer shape of the person. But whereas in our psychological aspects, with all the various issues, various dimensions, we better to check, we better to see, we better to verify, we better to assess in order to see the personality of any person. Okay. Yeah. So here, emotional cognition and other areas of personality, and I already mentioned that social interpersonal skills. these things also included in the personality. So that is the reason it's a complex term. Personality is a complex term. Various dimensions are there in the personality. So how the person's cognition, as I mentioned, how the emotions are regulation, how the emotional balance of the person, whether he is emotionally stable or not, he or she is emotionally stable or not, any impulses regulation is there or not, how the interpersonal skills, interpersonal relations of the person. So these are all included in the personality of any individual. Okay. Now our unit name is personality disorders. As I mentioned, disorder, when we say it's a disorder, or you can say abnormal, if the personality is not normal, then we can say it's a disorder.
When the personality deviates from the normal.
If the personality is not normal, then only it is said to be as a personality disorder. It's abnormal personality, abnormal normal. In our initial units, we have discussed about that what is normal, what is abnormal, normality and abnormal. Or you can say disorders. No order in the personality. That is the reason we are calling it as a personality disorder. Disordered personality, disordered personality, disturbed personality. Clear? Here in the personal disorder, we have some 3 clusters of personality. Personality disorders are 3 clusters of personality disorder. Cluster A personal disorder, cluster B personal disorder, and cluster C personality disorder. Am I audible? Am I clear? Are you able to understand what I'm discussing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So nearly 10 symptoms, or you can say 10 different personality issues we need to discuss in the cluster A, cluster B, and cluster C. We have 3 personality disorder traits in cluster A, and 4 personality, or you can say problematic personality disorders in the cluster B, and 3 personality disorders in cluster C. 3 plus 4 plus 3, total 10. 10 different personality disorders in our cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. Okay. In cluster A, first we will discuss about the cluster A personality disorders. In cluster A personality disorders, first one is paranoid personality disorder. Second is schizoid personality disorder. Third one is the schizotypal personality disorder. I repeat, in cluster A personality disorders, there are 3 problematic personality diagnoses, personality issues. One is paranoid personality disorder. Paranoid personality disorder. Okay. Paranoid personality disorder means, so for every aspect, these individuals, those are having this type of paranoid personality disorder, they'll have suspiciousness, that habit of suspiciousness without any reason. Or you can say distrust of any individual without any reason. Or you can say preoccupied mentality with unjustified doubts. Or you can say trustworthiness of friends or associates. I repeat, we have 3 personality disorders in the cluster A personality. Number 1 is paranoid personality disorder. Paranoid personality disorder, the person, the individual having this type of issues in their personality means paranoid personality disorder in their personality. they will have some diagnostic criteria. One is suspectness without any reason. Number two, mistrust or distrust. Number three, preoccupied without any reason. Preoccupied mentality, or you can say preoccupied with unjustified doubts about the loyalty of the friends or associates. Okay, so the person having this type of paranoid personality disorder, having personality for unforgivingness, they won't forgive the others. If the others, the colleagues, the associates, the friends are doing small mistakes also, they won't forgive this issue. They won't forgive these persons. For example, if anybody intentionally or unintentionally insult this type of person, if the person is having this type of paranoid personality disorder, they won't forgive the others. Okay. So finally, we can say this type of personality disorder, the person or individual having this type of paranoid personality disorder is distrust, then suspiciousness, preoccupied mentality, then unjustified doubts about others, nearby persons, friends, associates, colleagues, and grudges, persistently bearing the grudges, carry the grudges. Okay. And some cases, so they'll have some doubts about their spouse also, or you can say sexual partners, regarding their fidelity, regarding their characteristics, regarding their character, regarding their conduct, some type of doubtfulness. Okay. These are all symptoms are related to this paranoid personality disorder. That is cluster A. In cluster A, first one is the paranoid personality disorder. Second one is schizoid. Second disorder, personality disorder in this cluster A is schizoid personality disorder. Schizoid personality disorder, they'll have some sort of emotional disturbances, or you can say they won't mingle with others in the group. Okay, they won't enjoy the close relationships. Okay, they will maintain only the relations, only with the first order family members, or you can say first degree relatives. They only maintain the relations with their first degree relatives, or you can say family members. That is number one. Number one is that emotionally coldness. Okay, this shows the emotional detachment. Okay, or you can say coldness. Number two is that they won't enjoy close relationships. Number three, they maintain the cordial relations, or you can say confidential relations, only with the first degree relatives, or you can say family members. Got it?
Yes.
And another thing is that they won't choose the activities to mingle with others. Mostly they will choose the solitary activities. Means they want to do their activities on their own. They won't mingle with others in any activities. You can say it's the solitary activities. Whatever the activities they wanted to do on their own only, they wanted to do this. I repeat, in the cluster A, second type of personality disorder is the schizoid personality disorder. Okay, so in this type of disorder, detachment from the social relations. Okay, limited emotional attachments, poor interpersonal skills, poor social skills. Always they seems like aloof, cold, and detached with other persons in that group. They won't enjoy the relationship, including with the close members. They won't maintain only with the family members. It is also very limited relations with the first degree family members, or you can say first degree relatives. Okay, so always they will do their activities on their own. They won't mingle with others in any cooperative activities, or you can say cooperative play. Always their activities are, they choose the activities of solitary, or you can say solitary activities. So these are all the symptoms of schizoid personality disorders, or you can say diagnostic criteria for schizoid personality disorder. Number one is the paranoid personality disorder. Second is schizoid personality disorder. Now the third one is schizotypal personality disorder. Schizotypal personality disorder. In schizotypal personality disorder, same socially isolation, then emotionally detachment, and suspiciousness, and ideas of difference, like some type of delusions and hallucinations. Okay, and some type of behavior, or you can say odd behavior, we can observe in this case of schizotypal personality disorder. And excessive social anxiety. When they go to the social groups, they will feel some type of anxiety will be more when they enter into the social group, when they mingle with others in the social groups. I repeat, in the schizotypal personality disorder, one is detached with the other members in the group. Okay. Then suspiciousness, along with paranoid symptoms. Then delusions and hallucinations. What is delusions and hallucinations? What is delusions? What are the hallucinations? You have any previous class only I explained what is delusions and hallucinations. What are the hallucinations? Explain anyone? Okay, anyone. So along with this emotional detachment, poor social interactions, they will have hallucinations and delusions. Okay.
And, yeah, it's like it's an imaginary perceptual disorder. Huh?
Yeah.
Illusions are, yeah.
Imaginary
Yes.
perception disorder.
Illusions are like a false perceptions.
Yeah. False perceptions.
Hallucinations are imaginary perceptions disorder. Like figure, smell, hearing, taste. They will have an perception, imaginary perception in these hallucinations.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So suspiciousness, and then odd behavior, or you can say eccentric behavior, peculiar behavior, excessive social anxiety. So unusual perceptual experiences, some type of illusions. These are all the diagnostic criteria of schizotypal personality. Number one in the cluster A is paranoid personality disorder. Second is schizoid personality disorder. Third is schizotypal personality disorder. Now I explained all the three personality disorders in the cluster A. Now we will discuss about what are the reasons, or you can say causes of these personality disorders. First, we will discuss about the cluster A personality disorders, the causes of the personality disorders. Got it? Yeah. So the reasons, some reasons related to their cognition. Okay. So some are the reasons depending on their childhood experiences. And one more thing I want to explain here is that any personality characteristics, as you can say, personality disorders or personality of any person, some reasons is in previous class also I discussed. Most of the psychological issues having some causes of heredity and environmental reasons. Same way, here also in the personality of any personality disorder, the first reason is heredity, or you can say genetical reasons. Some are the environmental reasons. Environmental reasons means some reasons related to the family environment, school environment, or you can say institutional environment, and some type of reasons related to biological reasons, or you can say chromosomal deficiencies, some sort of chemical imbalances in the brain, hormonal imbalances. Got it? I repeat, the reasons of all the three, more or less the reasons are same, causes are same. Some reasons related to their heredity, some reasons are causes related to their environment. Heredity means genes, chromosomal issues, biological issues, there are hormonal imbalances, and environmental reasons related to the family environment. Then institutional environment like school environment, workplace environment, and social environment. And some are the cultural reasons, cultural factors you can say. Okay, certain groups of refugees, some sort of people such as prisoners, refugees may have some sort of personality disorders, like any of these three, like paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, schizotypal personality, or some type of impairments like physical impairment, like hearing impairment, visual impairment, or some sort of disorders, or you can say physical disorders, physical impairments also leads some personality disorders. Okay. Now the treatment. So here treatment. So first of all, any psychological issues with personality disorders, better to find out the reasons of these issues. Depending on the reasons, better to give treatment or psychological. Here, this social skills improvement is one of the major treatment in this personality disorders. And some type of treatment with the psychological counseling we need to do so that they will mingle with others in the group. Our social skills can be improved. Some type of certain training is needed in these cases. Okay. Yeah. Now, cluster B personality disorders. In the cluster B personality disorder, there are 4 disorders. One is antisocial personality disorder. In the cluster B, first one is the antisocial personality disorder. First one is the antisocial disorder. Second is the borderline personality disorder. Third is the histrionic personality disorder. Fourth is the narcissistic personality disorder. These are the 4 personality disorders in the cluster B. First one is antisocial disorder. The name itself is giving some type of impression. Antisocial personality disorder means in the persons, the individuals of having this type of antisocial personality disorders, they won't follow the social norms in the society. Antisocial. They will violate, always they wanted to violate, intentionally they wanted to violate the social norms. Okay. Then they will violate the social norm. They won't follow the social norms. Then some type of impulses more in these antisocial personality disorders. Impulsivity, whatever they wanted to do, they will do at any cost. This is one type of characteristics, symptoms in this antisocial personality. Then impulsivity, then deceitfulness. Okay, they'll deceive the people around us, around them, those individuals. Remember. So deceitfulness, impulsivity are no plan or you can no future plans. Aggressiveness is more, irritability and aggressiveness, and in some cases, repeated physical fights are essence. Then irresponsible. And some type of conduct disorders. These are all the diagnostic criteria social personality disorders. I repeat, the antisocial personality disorder is the first disorder in the perspective. Here in this personality disorder, the person or the individuals having this type of disorder are antisocial behavior, or you can say violating the norms of the society. They won't follow the social norms intentionally. They will violate the social norms and expectations of the society. And they don't have the guilt feeling, even though they violate the social norms, but they won't have guilt or regret. They will violate the social norms without any guilt or regret. Then impulsivity, high impulsivity, deceitfulness, aggressive behavior. Irritability is always irritability is more. Then reckless regarding their self, recklessness regarding others. Irresponsible. Then conduct disorders, antisocial personality disorders. Then second one is the perspective is borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder. Why the term borderline is? So in this type of individual, they will have some symptoms of psychotic and some symptoms of neurotic. Okay. Psychotic means no emotional stability. Okay. So they'll have some type of suicidal tendencies. Then suicidal thoughts, unstable or intensified emotions. And recurring social behavior, gestures, threats. Okay. And then always unstable self-image. You don't have sense of self-image, or you can say identity crisis. Then anxiety. These emotional issues along with some sort of neurotic, like anxiety disorders. Feeling of emptiness, inappropriate or intensified emotions or intensified anger, or difficulty in controlling of their anger. Then in some cases, recurrent physical fights, some symptoms related to the stress. I repeat, in this cluster B, first one is the antisocial personality disorder. Second is the borderline personality disorder. In borderline personality disorder, first symptom is the intensified or without any reason they will have anger, recurring suicidal thoughts, or suicidal behavior, suicidal gestures, threats. Then pattern of unstable or intensified interpersonal relationship or characteristics, extremes of idealization, and inappropriate emotions, inappropriate behavior, we can say odd behavior. You don't have self-image and self-esteem, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and some symptoms related to the stress-related allegations. These are all symptoms of borderline personality disorders. Third one is histrionic personality disorder. Histrionic personality disorder. in this histrionic personality disorder. So histrionic type means over dramatic type of behavior. Dramatization is more in these individuals. Okay, some type of acting behavior.
Sir, over remitting.
Over dramatic, over dramatization.
Dramatical. Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So, or you can say one type of attention-seeking behavior. Histrionic means histrionic personality disorder. So uncomfortable situation, they will create some type of uncomfortable situations. They want to become center of attention. For this purpose, some type of situation they will create uncomfort or discomfortable situation in the group, so that they will attract the attention of other members in the group. Or you can say attention-seeking behavior. They want to become center of attention, center of attraction in that particular group. And their behaviors are shifting behavior, displays rapidly shifting expression of emotions. Why? Means their intention is that attention-seeking behavior. They want to get the attention of other members in the group. Okay. And they changes the physical appearance also. Repeatedly, they will change the physical appearance to draw the attention of others towards themselves. Self-dramatization, then exaggerated expression of emotions. Got it? Repeat, in the histrionic personality disorders, over dramatization or over dramatization, over dramatic type of actions, activities to draw the attention of others. Then attention-seeking behavior. They want to become attention, they want to become center of attention, center of attraction. They want to draw the attention of others in the group, so that they create some type of discomfortable situations in the group. Display rapidly shifting expression of emotions. And their physical appearance also odd type of physical appearance. Whether it is positive or negative, but they'll create that type of discomfortable situations. Exaggerated expressions of emotions. Repeatedly or consistently, they'll change their physical appearance to draw the attention towards themselves. This is nothing but these are all the symptoms of histrionic personality disorder. This is a third type of disorder in cluster B. And in clusters B, the fourth one is narcissistic personality disorders. Narcissistic personality disorders, one important symptom is that they want to have self-importance, or you can say fantasy type of behavior. Always they will be in the imaginary aspects, like grandiose sense of self-importance, or you can say exaggerate achievements and talents. They think that they have exaggerated, they have some type of capacities And they think about their high type of achievements, which is not possible practically possible. They will say, I want to become a prime minister. Actually, I wanted to become CM. Actually, I am not this type of person. I am not an ordinary person. This type of grandiose sense of self-importance. I am not an ordinary person. I am the person of some type of rich type of person, very good coach type of person. Preoccupied with fantasies. Always they'll have fantasizing, or you can say unlimited success. They want to get unlimited success. They want to have some type of power. They'll think that they are brilliants. They have a type of brilliant people, which they think that they are some type of special. If they believe that he or she is something special, they are unique persons. Their personality is unique. Okay, and they always have excessive admiration. They request for excessive admiration. They won't have practical knowledge, and sometimes they'll show arrogant type of personality. They'll show arrogant type of behavior with their attitudes and the behaviors. Yeah, I repeat, in this narcissistic personality disorders, always they'll give importance to the self-importance. Always they need some self-importance. Preoccupied with imaginary, preoccupied with fantasies, grandiose type of sense, that means self-importance, great achievements and talents. They think that they'll have some type of supernatural powers. So always they'll request others to excessive admiration. They think that they are brilliant, they are powerful people, they are brilliant, they are ordinary persons. But practical thinking is lacking of practical thinking. Always they'll be in the fantasies, imaginary type of. The reason of this type of personality means, as I mentioned, this type of people, they're in a different way. For every individual, one type of idealistic self and real self. For example, if you want to become a chief minister, that is idealistic self. But the real self is, you don't have any social skills. Without proper social skills, is it possible to become a chief minister or any type of leader without any single leadership quality? Is it possible? So here in these cases, this type of personality, there is a large difference. There is a huge difference between the ideal self and real self.
There is no congruence.
Yeah, congruency is less. No congruency. Incongruency, can say. For an individual, ideal self is most important. For that, real self also they need to check. If the gap is more, the huge gap is there between the ideal self and if you want to become a teacher, at least graduation you have to do. Your ideal self is to become a teacher, a lecturer, the teaching profession. So to become a teaching professional, minimum of graduation, his ideal self is good. You want to become a chief minister, that is your ideal self. But what is the real self? You need to check it. We need to check it. The person is supposed to check it, verify it. So in these cases of narcissistic personality type of disorder, their ideal self and the real self there's a difference, huge difference between these two. So they'll think, but practically this is not possible. In fantasies, the preoccupied mentality. So we'll discuss the reasons of all these four types of personality, like antisocial personality disorder, then borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and neurotic personality disorder. So same reasons also discussed. One is the heredity factors. Second is the reasons related to the environment, like family setups, family environment, child rearing methods, parental styles, any reasons related to the psychosocial development. Got it? Reasons related to the environment of the institutions. Reasons related to the biological conditions. Okay. So on childhood experiences. And some type of emotional disturbances. Emotional disturbances and bitter childhood experiences. And any developmental disorders, developmental delays, and some type of impairments, and some sort of mental retardation also leads these type of personality disorders. Got it? Now, cluster C personality disorders. Any doubt in these two, cluster A and cluster B?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So here in the cluster C personality disorder, avoidant type of personality disorders. Avoidant type of personality. In the cluster C, again, there are three types of personality disorders. One is the avoidant personality disorders. Avoidant personality disorder means in this personality, they won't they want to avoid each and every person. They don't want to do any work. Okay. So in this avoidant type of personality, they will reject to do any activity because of their poor social interactions. Or you can say due to their anxiety, fearfulness, or emotional disturbance, emotional imbalance, they will avoid to do the activities. What are the activities we are supposed to do? They are supposed to do. They feel some sort of rejection from the others. That is the reason they will reject others. Actually, with their preoccupied mentality, they feel they are rejected by the others. That is the reason these people won't involve with the others. That is, avoid mingling with others, avoiding the others. Here, reasons of this particular issue is that psychosocial issues. Psychosocial issues means, as I mentioned the previous, class. So we have some psychosocial developmental theory by Erickson. In psychosocial development theory, how they grown up from the childhood. the child stage, whether they're the positive side or the negative side, like trust versus mistrust. The parents are trust on the child. Next level, he will or she will initiate to do some activities. Trust versus mistrust. Initiating versus staying, doubtful. If the parents are trust the child, the very initial stage. So they will initiate to do the activities on their own, the next level. So that they will become a productive person as a productive one. Otherwise, this fail. These are all various stages of psychosocial development, right from the beginning. So how the parental rearing methods, whether this is overprotective style of parenting, possessiveness type of parenting. These are all the issues. These are all the reasons of this type of personality disorders. So one type of personality disorder is the avoidant personality disorder. Second is a dependent personality disorder. In dependent personality disorder, so they won't have individuality for each and every aspect. They depend on others.
Excuse me.
Yes.
This is regarding avoidant personality disorder. Now, is there any link to schizophrenia cases?
See, one symptom of schizophrenia is avoidant, not doing their proper activities.
Okay.
Interlinked, both are interconnected.
Okay.
Avoidant personality disorder is one symptom of schizophrenia, or you can say like this also. If the schizophrenia person is having avoidant type of person.
But is there a biological link?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, biological reasons already mentioned. Biological, hormonal imbalances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So schizophrenia has got a link with this disorder.
Yes.
With a biological background, apart from psychosocial influences.
Social, parental training methods, parenting styles.
Okay, that means if you start assessing individual having schizophrenia, you can sometime test it for the avoidant personal disorder too, before finally assuming that he's got schizophrenia.
See, if you want to discuss the assessment part of the personality, actually it is not in our sector, but still I'll explain some. See, we have some assessment methods,
okay,
techniques of assessments. Precise assessment of personality.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, one is the IPD. IPD means International Personality Disorder Examination, IPD.
Okay.
As per ICD-10.
Okay.
As per the ICD-10 criteria, want to check the personality disorder, whether it is cluster A, cluster B, cluster C, mixed personality of the person. One examination is IPD, one test of personality. You can say personality assessment. First one is the IPD, International Personality Disorder Examination. In the personality disorder examination, 59 items will be given to the client and the person, depending on the response of the individual. Okay, we will assess whether it is cluster A, cluster B, or cluster C. Even though in the cluster A also, whether it's paranoid, schizotype, or schizotype, schizoid, or schizotype, can easily, depending on the scores of the IPD examination. You can assess. For example, the personality, B personality, whether it's antisocial personality, impulsivity, or anxiety, these type of subcategories also we can check.
Okay. Cluster C, go to sub-varieties of cluster C, then check it. You rule out, elimination also has to be done in certain stage of time, assessment, where you can finally home into whether schizophrenia or not. This IPD is a very vast subject. ICD-10 also very vast. So therefore, once you start assessment, then eliminate one by one, and end up in some diagnosis somewhere. Am I right, sir?
Yeah. So initial test is the IPD. if you have IPD, is a personality test. It's a personality examination.
It's a personality test.
After that, if you want to diagnose whether it is psychosis, we have some other projective techniques. Projective techniques means there are different type of assessment of personality: subjective test, objective test, projective test, non-projective test. For example, you want to go for the whether it is schizophrenia or it is OCD or other tests. We have other diagnostic tests. Those diagnostic tests including TAT, thematic obsession test, RABT, Rorschach blood test, WAT, word association test, okay, SCT, sentence completion test. These are all the various tests. These are all known as the diagnostic tests. Roughly, if you want to know whether it is cluster A, cluster B, cluster C personality disorders, we have IPD. And further, if you want to go for the diagnostic test, like whether it is psychosis or neurosis, or you can say schizophrenia, or you can say mania, bipolar, we have other tests.
Okay, got it. That is, I think, beyond this lesson.
Yeah.
This beyond this today's lesson.
Yeah, it's an advanced one. It's advanced course. In your advanced course, you get all these different type of tests. Even in your practical manual also, personality 16 PF is there. 16 personality factors test. It's there in your fifth paper. I think it's fifth and 10th paper.
Fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in cluster C, we have the dependent personalities depending on others for each and every activity, and needs others assurance or others help in doing any activity. Okay. They'll feel uncomfortable or helplessness. If they are alone, they will feel some sort of discomfort, discomfort or uncomfort or helpless because they are without any support. If they are alone, they won't feel comfort. Okay, and some sort of unrealistically preoccupied with some type of fears, somebody will harm. So this type of personality is known as the dependent personality disorder. Okay, then last one is obsessive compulsory personality disorder. Obsessive compulsory personality disorder. This is the third personality disorder in the cluster C. Okay, what is OCD? Obsessive compulsory personality disorder. Anyone can explain? OCD, obsessive compulsory personality disorder.
Some people will be doing the same thing repeatedly, sir. After locking the door, they will be checking it very repeatedly. Or washing their hands
continuously.
Many times than what is required.
Okay.
These people have got a fixation of ideas and things being done the right way always on their own. So they are so obsessed about it, they think that is the only correct way.
Here in this personality disorder type of OCD, you can say obsessive compulsory personality disorder. So they'll always they want to become whatever the work they want to do, orderliness, then perfectionism, or you can say some sort of rigidness. Okay, they want to do the activities in more orderly, preoccupied with some sort of details, rules, list making, organization of schedules, or you can say some type of issues related to their obsessive compulsory disorder, OCD. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah. In this obsessive compulsive disorder, one thing is that over list making. So that is one important thing. Second is the issue related to their preoccupied mentality. Preoccupied mentality is that so they will have their obsessive thoughts. Obsessive thoughts means without any reason. Their thoughts are very without any reason. Obsessive thoughts, no proper logic of their thoughts. Why? Because there some type of issues related to their own thought process. Okay, they don't have interpersonal relations. They don't have flexibility, always rigidness. Perfectionism. Or one more thing, can say when you have the personality dynamics, id, ego, superego. Okay, we have id characteristics, ego characteristics, and super ego characteristics. What are the superego characteristics? Any one of you can explain the superego characteristics? Id means one type of pleasure-seeking principle. The characteristic of id of personality is the pleasure-seeking principle. In id, the person having more characteristics for id. So they seek the pleasure-seeking. They follow the pleasure-seeking principle. The person, the individual having ego personality or ego type personality. So the person is having realistic type of thought process, or say realistic type of thinking. What about the superego?
Superego, somewhere I read it as a iceberg or
yes.
It is a tip of an iceberg, sir. Ego, what we see, but somewhere hidden ego will be there, sir, for him.
Superego means
like
unrealistic.
They are correct always.
Unrealistic means so the person is having some type of unrealistic thought process. So it is not possible in the practical manner.
Inflated sense of being, sir.
Unrealistic manner. So here in this case of unrealistic means reality is less. Unrealistic, always imaginary type of person, which is not possible in the practical way. So this that is OCD, or you can say OCD type of personality, obsessive thoughts, leads to some type of compulsory activities. They will think, I want to become very clean. My surroundings have to be very clean. It is not possible. Unrealistic.
Sir,
this type of obsessive thoughts leads some type of compulsory activities.
Sir, what is that ID, sir? ID, that is what ID id.
Yeah.
What is that id, sir? ID.
ID?
What is that ID id?
Where is ID?
That ego, super ego. Just now you mentioned, sir, super ego.
Ego, super ego. Id, ego, super ego. Id, not ID. It means the one type of characteristics of the personality. Id characteristics. Id characteristics means personality, one type of personality character. It means the personality characteristics. The structure of the personality is 3 types. I think it is there in your lecture. It is in 6th paper. You are in the first year. No? Second year, you will have that type of theories. It means type of personality. They will have pleasure-seeking personality, pleasure-seeking type of personality. Always they wanted to be in a pleasant situations, pleasure situation. Ego is the reality type of person. They will think in a real manner, practical manner. The person having each type of personality, they will seek pleasure. That each personality is the pleasure-seeking type of personality. That is one characteristic of the persons. So here in this case of OCD, obsessive thoughts leads to some sort of compulsive disorders. So over cleanliness, over list making. Okay. Then over orderliness. Follow the strict rules. It is not practically possible. Showing perfectionism in all aspects. Excessively devoted. Over consciousness. Rigidness. These are all some traits of personality. In this, obsessive compulsory personality disorder. Got it?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, before terminating the subject today, my request is something. The subject is called psychopathology.
Okay.
So generally, psychology and pathology combined, if I understand correctly. Now, wherever I have been listening to all the classes from day one, offline and online. The more stress is in psychology, lesser stress in pathology. Whereas we as a student, we should be also knowing pathology part of the whole thing. Like today you got a problem with disorders. There's some link to pathology somewhere. Pathology, I don't want entirely biological, entire etymological things, but some link, if you will explain, it will be better for us to understand what is the physiology behind all the disorders. Obviously, sorry,
so,
can I?
it's not clear from your side. Please.
Yeah, basically, I am telling this subject is psychopathology. Am I clear? Now, whereas, I mean, we should be, I mean, more of the, all the classes day one I have been attending, now more of the stress is given to psychology part of it. Okay. The lesser stress is given to pathology part of it. Now, we have...
See here, carry on.
Yeah, if you know pathology part of it, also we'll be having some knowledge what is happening in our bodies, what is happening in our mind, like all disorders linked to somewhere in the function of human brain. Somewhere it is linked. So because when you go to the psychiatrist or psychologist or any medical specialist, he will firstly treat with the medicines only. Later on, when like all the yesterday's, last Sunday's cover also, today also, always the beginning, it's severity cases start with medicine only. After that, you come to psychologist. So therefore, the pathology part, if it is taught somewhere in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, any disorder type, only better off.
So you are talking about the more discussion to be from the pathological side. That's your question, I think. I guess. Yeah. Hello. That's your question, no? Hello. Hello. Your question is the more discussion should be from the pathological side.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
So, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
So my question is that Mr. Ramesh, somebody is there asking the questions. Hello. Like, so the discussion should be, the explanation should be from the pathological side, medical side. That's your question, I think. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Connection lost. Lost the connection.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Ramesh, Mr. Ramesh asking some questions. I want to give the explanation to the questions. His question was that, I think. So, more discussion, more explanation should be from the medical side or the psychopathological side. So, my answer is that whatever we are discussing, for example, IPDE means personal disorders. What are the major disorders in the personality? Always we need to discuss from the psychological perspective, not from the medical perspective. The main motto of discussing all these things is to improve the psychological perspective, psychological reasons. So medical ways we can't discuss. Pathological means in the view, in the purview of the psychology. That is the reason we are discussing about the psychological part more. Got it? Yeah.
Sir, may I audible? Disturbance.
Is it clear now? Some disturbance from my side, from your side. Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Sir, you're audible, sir.
Somebody asked some questions now. That is, they are discussed. They are questioning that their question was that. So the psychopathology is, we need to discuss more on the psychopathology. So my explanation is that whatever we are discussing about the various disorders, characteristics, symptoms, causes, and treatment, this all comes under the psychopathology. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Still any doubts you have? Hello.
No, sir.
Everything is clear.
Clear, sir. Some people they get confused with the psychiatry and the psychology, sir. It appears.
Okay, let's put it that manner also. Psychology is a social sciences, whereas psychiatry, after completion of their medical degree, that's advanced course, psychiatry. But psychiatry for professionals, they can suggest, they can prescribe the medicines. But whereas psychological professionals, we can't prescribe the medicines. Medical part can't go to that side. And these psychiatry, they can't give the counseling part. What's the difference between these both? We can administer some tests related to psychology, as I mentioned, for personality tests. Subjective tests are there, objective tests, some sort of tests related to the psychodiagnostic tests. to confirm their severity, whether it is psychosis, whether it is OCD, whether it is bipolar, whether it is like schizophrenia.
Sir, how psychologist is solve the disorders of psychology, sir?
Disorder of psychology.
Yeah, how it is psychiatrist and psychiatrist is different, na, sir?
So that's why just now I explained that.
Okay.
So psychiatry is the course after completion of the medical degree, MBBS. Whereas psychologists of the completion of the some advanced courses, they'll get some type of explanation from the government of India to do the test.
Okay.
So that they'll assess the person, maybe the personality, emotion, whatever the test may be, whatever the assessment may be, they can administer the some psychological tools. They use some type of
small, yeah, small doubt. Clinical psychology equal to psychiatrist, sir?
No. I repeat the same. Psychiatrist is different. Clinical psychologists are the psychologists.
Okay.
There are some branches of psychology. There is counseling psychology, education psychology, forensic psychology, rehabilitation psychology, clinical psychology, rehabilitation and clinical psychology. They can do the test. And they have their registration from the government of India, Rehabilitation Council of India. They will certificate from the RCI. They'll give the signature and they'll give the assessment reports also. Clinical psychology is also a psychologist, not a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is a different degree. Completion of the medical degree.
The psychologist can does counseling, right? To counseling and therapy.
Right? So much of disturbance today. You do one thing. What are the questions you want to ask related to your profession? So better to ask in the next class. Okay. You got it? But the difference between the psychology and the psychiatry?
Yes, sir.
Still any doubts?
So excuse me, sir. This is with regard to the examination point of view. Like in case we are asked a question under essay question under personality disorder, have we to write all the three types, cluster A, personality disorder, B and C, with the examples and different types, or we can just summarize it and write down?
Depending on the question, madam. For example, if they ask in the 10 marks questions, like essay type question, all the personality disorders, explain the personality disorders.
Okay.
You need to write all the 10 disorders, like as I mentioned, 3 personality disorders in the cluster A, 4 disorders in the cluster B, and 3 disorders in the cluster C.
Okay, so
specifically they'll ask only in short question, they'll ask only cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. So better to give answer to those particular disorders.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And one more thing, any psychological disorder, when you are mentioning the psych, as I mentioned, see, first of all, we need to explain the, for example, personality, cluster A personality disorder. So what are the cluster A personality disorder? One is paranoid, then schizotype. So here, paranoid, this is the characteristic of paranoid. These are the characteristics of the schizotype. These are the characteristics of schizotype. This type of definition and symptoms. Any psychological disorder. You need to explain. Then what is next? Then causes, or you can say reasons of the specific disorder. Then treatment part, the role of the psychologist.
Okay, so the characteristics, causes, and treatment under each of the disorders have to be mentioned.
Exactly.
Yes.
Symptoms of it, but not only here in this person, any sort of, for example, schizophrenia.
Yes.
What are the main? How can you define what is schizophrenia? Schizophrenia means any sort of disorder. Characteristics only, the symptoms only we will define. We will explain the symptoms. If you explain the symptoms, means you are explaining the disorder. Okay. Then you explain the disorder. Next type is causes. Next set is causes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
These are the causes. As I mentioned, it's hereditary reasons, genetical reasons, reasons related to the chromosome deficiency.
Okay.
Okay, then environment is that environment issues, reasons related to the environment like school environment, the family environment, siblings, social environment. Then any reasons related to the hormonal deficiencies, hormonal imbalances.
Okay. So we can just put it as a flow chart and then explain, no, sir, in detail?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Any, not any, each and every psychological disorder, when they ask in the paper, explain about the psychological disorder. Like this, they'll explain, ask, like, explain the psychological, for example. So what is schizophrenia? What are the reasons of schizophrenia? As a psychologist, how you treat the schizophrenia patient? This is the way they'll ask questions.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Okay. Next class we will see. Like next unit we have only some 2 to 4 minutes time. Still, if you have any doubt, we can ask in this particular lesson.
Sir, the role of a psychologist is to treat through counseling and therapy. That is the role of a psychologist. Am I right?
Yeah, so, as I mentioned, see, counseling along with the assessment.
So that way, psychopathology is correct, where the pathology part they highlight each in each disorder, the treatment levels of counseling and like REBT, CBT, and clinical psychiatry is quite detailed and after MBBS and related
clinical
to the medical
psychology.
Clinical, not psychology, sir. Sorry, psychiatry.
Psychiatry. Please loudly speak loudly.
Yeah, so psychiatry is after MBBS and more related to the medical field, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
So in any psychiatric setups, but treatment of any psychological issue, correct. One part is the medical part.
Yeah.
That medical part means the psychiatry. The professionals related to the psychiatry.
Yes, sir.
So they will see if there is any reasons related, if there is any causes related to the psychiatry or medical aspects, they will treat. The medical aspect will treat the medical aspects. Yes. By prescribing some medicines like that is their part. The rest of the part from the psychiatrist. That is the reason in any psychiatric hospitals, the treatment of the patient is hand by hand of these professionals.
Okay, sir.
Psychiatrist as well as the psychologist. If you observe any psychiatric hospitals, maybe any other area, that is the joint responsibility of the both. The treatment part, some part will come from the psychiatric side, the medical side. The rest of the part is from the psychologist.
Psychology side. Yes.
In some cases like OCD, the part of the psychiatry is very minimal. When they admit the patient and the patient admitted in the hospital, only for 3-4 days they will do the medicines. They will give the medicines. Rest of the once they are stable, they will take the patient to the psychologist. The rest of, for example, they are 20 days in the hospital. Only 4 or 5 days the psychiatric medicine will start. Once the stability is found in the patients, the rest of the remaining days, the role is the psychologist.
Yes, sir.
How to treat the OCD patient, how the counseling to get how the obsessions are. We need to reduce the obsessions. So when the obsessions are reduced, then only the compulsions are reduced.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, this was an interesting session, sir, because I have written SWAYAM exams and as well as I'm writing my master's in education. I mean, studying. So I've already dealt with personality disorders and all. And of course, you have added up to whatever I have read. So I got connected to it. And that was something really interesting to get to know about all these things, actually. I'm into my second year of third sem. I'm about to complete my master's in education in next 4 months.
Say loudly, Vidya. I'm not getting you. What is it down?
No, sir. This was an informative session is what I wanted to say, sir, because I'm doing my master's in education, wherein I'm studying all these personality disorders also. So
where you are doing your M.Ed course? Is it special M.Ed course, normal M.Ed?
Master's in education, sir.
Is it normal or the special M.Ed?
Normal only, sir.
Where are you doing?
I'm doing from St. Anne's College, sir, Secunderabad.
St. Anne's, Secunderabad?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you want help from the psychological part? In MAD also advanced psychology is there.
Yes,
advanced,
yes, sir.
Advanced psychology.
I have dealt it in second semester, sir. So
okay, no problem. No
that's the
problem.
reason I'm getting connected to everything, whatever you're teaching, personality and all. I've written SWAYAM exams also, sir. So that also I got connected.
If you have any doubts in this MAD, third semester, fourth semester, you can ask. That will be helpful in your psychology also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, psychology and education, like BEd or MAD and post-graduation, even MPhil in education,
yes,
even
sir.
PhD education also. These are all interlinked. Psychology and education interlinked.
Yes, sir.
Most of your MAD topics, especially advanced psychology.
Yeah, other principles of psychology also, Maslow's theory and also theory. Morning and Subhana ma'am took also. That was quite interesting. So this is all I'm getting connected to. Thanks for
Are you following that SK Mangal's book?
Yes, sir. Mangal, I've purchased it, sir. I have
good. It's a very good book. Jalandhar Publications, no?
Yes, sir. Fourth semester, we have psychology testing is what they have said. So I'm eagerly waiting how to go about the practical session.
Okay. Testing part is in the final semester.
Yes, sir. Fourth semester. June, we are having our third sem end exam, sir. So maybe in the month of July, we'll start fourth sem.
We have under 4 classes. If you have any doubts, Vidya, you can ask me. No issue.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Your institution is a famous institution in the city, Twin Cities.
Yes, sir. I'm so glad actually from being a product of St. Anne's actually.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know some of your faculty members.
Yeah, Nirmala ma'am actually told me, sir.
Okay.
Nirmala Chava, Dr. Nirmala.
I'm also referring to this advanced education psychology, sir, by SK Mangal.
Very good.
To write my assignments also, I didn't copy exactly from the manual. I referred 2-3 books and then browsed YouTube and then I've written my
Mangal is like a Bible of psychology students.
Yes,
I purchased that.
I went through it. Few of it, I went through it.
It may be any type of psychology like abnormal psychology, educational psychology, normal psychology, clinical psychology. So many books come back for publications.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.